Hello and welcome to the Knights in the Nightmare Let's Play. This is video 25, covering scene 21. Last time we ran into Beast King Dotorus and his hound Garm and killed them both. Dotorus was a minion of Zul'Gurant, one of his lieutenants from the underworld, but now he's dead. And when he died, he opened the path to the castle which we entered. Of course, once we got in, we were immediately jumped by monsters that we have to contend with now, so let's kick their asses. Alright, let's get a look at the land here. Pretty cluttered, isn't it? There's a lot of junk on the screen. Let's see what we got. First off, Orze, a duelist. We have a yellow banner, so we have her key item. A priestess named Dahlia, and another yellow banner, so we can recruit her. We have an NPC here. We have his key item. One in the corner there, Donald. Yep, a key item for him. And Maya, we have her key item as well. So key items for everyone. Fortunately, Maria's still with us. Thank goodness. See, as far as objects, we have a croc here and one up here. Although, of course, those are both considered containers, so we have to be careful when we smash them. There's a gargoyle statue here as well as here, and they both contain key items as well. But on top of that, they're going to fire at us. So we have to contend with their bullets. Alright, loading up some key items so we can recruit our knights. And we'll give them some weapons. Unfortunately, I wanted a ice sword for Orze, but I didn't have a very good selection, so I used a low-level sword, which is not going to be very effective, as we'll see. However, Dahlia is in a great position for a priestess. She's going to be able to cover a lot of ground.
Engage.
Orze is referring to the hermit we recruited in the last scene. Bonita was a duelist that we recruited, oh gosh, it was quite a while back, but she's been trans-sold since. Alright, my mission here is to have Orze beat on the croc, beat on that gargoyle statue, and hopefully kill that hound. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, the sword is not very high level and doesn't do a lot of damage. So it takes quite a few blows. It is kind of nice that the hound is on that elevated platform. His patrol doesn't come anywhere near our knights, so he has no chance of pouncing on them. There goes our last magic point, and the damn hound is still alive, but we did open the croc, so let's grab that key item. And now we need to farm for some gems. And Orze is gonna kill that hound if it's the last thing she does. I should have pointed out, Orze only started with 6 vitality as well, so she seems kind of frail. She just can't last very long. And there, that fucking hound survived with just a sliver of health. You can see it in the bottom, in the monster matrix, that little red sliver. Finally, he goes down, and Orze down to 3 vitality. She's flickering, she's getting tired. Okay, activated a rush account, rush effect. Any damage dealt regenerates. There's a distinction between permanent and recoverable damage that we inflict on the enemies, and with this rush effect, all the damage we inflict can be recovered from. Alright, I'm moving Maria into position there. It's going to be her job to beat on that statue in the lower corner. Okay, I pull out Orze, she's done her job. In goes Johann, so he can destroy the croc and also beat on that statue that's up in the upper part of the screen. And here comes some key items for the NPCs.
Engage!
Alright, key items delivered. Let's kill some monsters. And there, with one blow, Johann kills that enemy, while it took Orze, gosh, what, 6 or 7 hits? Now, that's certainly due to the higher quality weapon he's wielding, but on top of that, Johann's got some pretty good stats. And once again, I'm out of magic points, so I need to get some gems. Alright, the statue's at 95% damage. This should do it. Alright, key item gotten. Now I'll just charge up Johann so that he can destroy it completely. Oh my god, I am just short. I just can't quite make it. And as I'm sitting there going, duh, I get hit by an attack and ends the round. So the statue survived. Fortunately for me, those statues will respawn on their own anyway, because then they can come back and throw more shit at me. And when they respawn, they'll also bring what other items they would have if I had destroyed it. Okay, we have a new monster selected, a living sword that's going to attack us. Let's check it out. Love the design as always. These guys are a bit of a pain in the ass. They kind of jump around the field, and when they change positions, they also change their elemental affinity. So kind of like the tree monsters, the dryads. Alright, I swapped in Hilgard. I took out Johann. Hilgard's job is going to be to jump up to that other croc so that eventually Johann can destroy it. Alright, looks like our last key item for the round. Now, there was a suggestion on the forums. Shinji117 had a pretty good idea. Since I have so much trouble with those damn fucking knights that block my attacks, what about laying a trap and seeing what happens when they step on one? Well, it makes sense, so I try it out in this round. Let's see what happens.
Engage.
Now, I think Maya is referring to Regniberg, which we know fell from a monster siege. Oh, look at all that shit on the screen. Alright, Hilgard gets a quick kill with this blob, and then she can begin climbing to the urn, or croc, excuse me. Before that, though, Dahlia is going to lay a trap and see what happens. Okay, here goes Hilgard. Now, something kind of funny happens with Hilgard when she travels upward. The next time she jumps after this, watch the knight. So keep your eyes on the knight after she jumps here. She's getting ready to jump. There she goes. And when she landed, she knocked back the knight, and that threw him into the trap, and it set it off. So fuck you, knight. Dahlia lays another trap there. And I'm a little surprised because it gets set, and it looks like it got set by that flying enemy. Now, I was under the impression that flyers couldn't get hit by traps, so I'm not sure why that worked. Okay, Hilgard opened up the croc, she got the key item out, so now we can just start killing monsters. There goes another trap, let's see what happens. And boom! Kills the knight. Alright, credit where credit is due. Shinji117, that's a good call. The flying enemy is going to do a special move here, and I go ahead and let him hit me with it. So what's happening now is my controls are reversed. Uh-oh, left is right, right is left. Look at me. Oh, it's not funny anymore. Stop. Oh, fuck. Fuck. And Hilgard, excuse me, Dahlia charged up, but nothing to do with the attack, so I cancel it so that I spare her the vitality and I save my magic point. Alright, Hilgard comes out, Johann goes in so he can destroy that croc. And at some point, Maria's got to beat on that lower statue. There's still a key item there. So I load up a duelist weapon for her. That other statue respawned, but it only has a weapon inside it, so I don't need to worry. Except for the fact that it's going to be hurling shit at me. So here comes a duelist weapon for Maria, and the reason why I picked this is because it has an overcharge ability. Now remember, Maria doesn't care about what the weapon is, she'll use any type of weapon, and she doesn't care what the affinity of the weapon is, she'll use it anyway. And if it has the overcharge ability, then yes, she will overcharge it. So I give it to her because I want to make short work out of that statue if I can. Speaking of short work, Dahlia kills that tree monster pretty handily with the opposite affinity of it. Alright, the Croc still has a little bit of health left, so Johan's going to have to hit it again before he can destroy it. Oh, look at all that shit on the screen. Oh my god. Finally, it's at 100% damage, so he can destroy it now. Alright, we'll just have to wait for it to respawn and see if it brings a key item. I have no more magic points, so it's time to get some gems. It's getting towards the end of the round, so I better overcharge Maria if I'm going to do it. She nailed it, and only 35% damage. Yeah, this is going to take a while. Alright, a couple ogres. This will be fun. Okay, Johan served his purpose. He's pretty much worthless in that position. He can only fight northwest or northeast. So I throw in Moira, who can face southwest or southeast. I think Dreas could have worked out pretty good there too, but I'm a sucker for Moira. I just love hermits. Go ahead and pull out Johan's axe since he's not around to use it. That was a neutral-based ogre, so I threw in some lightning daggers to do double damage on him. Alright, we have one known key item left on the field in the statue, and then two possible ones that could come back with the respawn of the Crocs. And possibly a third one when the statue respawns.
Engage.
There, that shockwave attack with the white rocks, I don't know how to avoid that. It seems to spawn right on top of you. So I think what you're supposed to do is just zip around really quickly and outrun it. Those were courtesy of the white ogre, and now he's going to pay for his crimes. Let's overcharge Maria again. And I almost interrupt that ogre, but then I realize, oh wait, you want to destroy that statue? Well, go ahead. Thanks, buddy. Freaking statue's up to 71% damage. We're getting there. And I decided to spend the last of my time getting some gems. We have a final monster in the pool, so I have to be careful to avoid it. There's still work to be done in this stage. Alright, the first Croc has respawned, and it holds only a weapon, no key item, so whatever. One last check for key items because I'm paranoid and I don't want to forget any. Now, I really should have swapped in Liz, our permanent priestess, during this round. Dahlia's doing a great job, and she's in a great place for a priestess. However, Liz is our permanent priestess. The fact of the matter is, though, I just forgot. Sorry, Liz. The statue is destroyed. We got the key item out of it. The only thing left to do now is wait for that final croc to respawn and see if there's a key item inside it. And we'll get any kills we want along the way. At this point, I decide I'll move Maria into range of that croc and beat it open, just to see what kind of a weapon we get out of it. Alright, we got some kind of a purple axe. We'll check it out at the end of the round. Laid a trap for that little orc. And down he goes. In my haste, I accidentally switched the affinity of that witch when I was grabbing the stuff that came out of the dead orc. The witch was launched off her feet and landed on the ground on her butt, and so that gave me the opportunity to change her affinity, which I did by accident. Unfortunately, it changed her affinity to the same thing as Moira's daggers, which were intended to kill her in the first place. So when I realize that, and I see, oh, I'm only going to do 25% damage, whatever. So I go ahead and end the round. Alright, that purple axe, Devil's Wing +1, duration 12. Not bad. We've already gotten one of those this round already, so nothing too rare, but hey, it's always welcome to get more weapons. Alright, the sword monster's back, and then two Lamias, a white one and a red one, and then of course a green hound.
Engage.
Here I tried to get a quick kill on that sword, but it survived. Alright, the red Lamia is dead, and if you turn your eyes to the right, to the bottom screen, you can see that the white Lamia was promoted to a final enemy when that red one died. So now I have to be careful not to kill her, or else I'll end the round. So it does pay to steal a glance at the bottom screen every once in a while. And at that point I decided I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk killing that white Lamia and then ending the round. I still have to get that croc to respawn to see if there's any key items inside it. The croc is back, and it holds a weapon only. Alright, we are clear to end the round. Let's get some kills. There, the Hound laid eyes on Dahlia as she was charging, so I had to release her really quickly. Fortunately, she was charged up enough to kill it anyway, so fuck you. And just for funsies, she beats on the croc to see what we get out of it. Some kind of a blue sword, we'll check it out.
Convulsing pain. Oh my will obliterate. Convulsing pain.
Alright, we got our kills. Blue sword is a frozen dagger +1, so nothing too super, but you know what, we'll take it. Okay, at the inventory screen, nothing too significant to report. I just stacked some like items together just to remove some of the clutter. Alright, here we are. Looks like another round with Melissa, huh? As far as the flashback was concerned, nothing too surprising here. We already knew that the Knights were unhappy with Yelma's sudden promotion. I did like Juno in this scene. He was the wizard we recruited last time, but he was pretty abrupt and basically stated his peace of mind. I don't like all these changes when the king's gone. Of course, when Yelma actually showed up, they all buttoned their lips though and said, oh shit, never mind. But more importantly, the scene with K-Porn and Zolganark. Zolganark, of course, accusing K-Porn, how the fuck did you miss that the arbitrator is coming and it's going to come and get me and it could kill me? How the fuck? K-Porn, with his unconscious granddaughter sitting there before him, quickly tries to concoct some kind of an excuse and says, well, I didn't think it would matter. I didn't think it would be a threat to you. Now, we know that's fucking bullshit. And in fact, we also know that K-Porn figured out that the arbitrator was coming when Gunther died. He was in his private quarters and thought to himself, wait, is there any way I could control that power? And then he goes on to say, I doubt that he has noticed the arbitrator yet. So it's pretty clear that he knowingly hid this information from Zolganark and wanted to grab the power for himself. So it seems like everybody wants to do that. At any rate, Zolganark does seem to fall for his lie and say, well, you didn't understand that it was a threat? Well, that's unforgivable. Fuck you. And so then he transforms Peach into this weird harpy creature. So his method for punishing K-Porn is to do something horrible to his granddaughter who is completely innocent. Yeah, real class act. What an asshole. Of course, this completely consumes K-Porn. He runs off, just completely lost. Holy shit, Peach. He's quite in despair right now. Later on, Zolganark summons Yelma and says she's the only human he can trust, and that he wants her to bring the corpse of the king to him. She asks why, and his answer is, the bonds that restrict my power here remain in place. So, this is news to us. We were never explicitly told that he was trapped in this king's hall. Presumably, if he wasn't, he'd be out wreaking havoc, but he's stuck here. And he thinks that once he gets the power of the rule, then he'll be able to break those bonds. So he's looking to bust out, and of course that's going to be trouble. Yelma, for her part, agrees to it, so I don't know what she's thinking. We certainly have a pecking order here, though, don't we? Zolganark is giving out orders, and he's punishing K-Porn. He seems to be the top dog. Anyway, back to where we are. Once again, we run into Melissa. Now, how many times do we have to kick her ass? I don't know why she wants to fight us. She knows we're the arbitrator, and Maria's with us. All the more reason to stay away, but for whatever reason, she wants to fight. So you know what? Bring it on. We'll kick her ass again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.